the United States dominates the aircraft carrier world in a way no other nation can even approach. Nearly a quarter of all aircraft carriers on Earth belong to the U.S. Navy, and when deck space is counted, American carriers alone provide more than twice the total flight deck area of every other country combined. Aircraft carriers have become one of the clearest symbols of national power, and in this arena, the United States stands completely alone. That dominance is now being pushed even further with the arrival of the USS Gerald R. Ford, a supercarrier that cost nearly $17 billion and represents the most dramatic leap in carrier design in more than 40 years. The USS Gerald R. Ford is not just another ship joining the fleet. It is the opening move of an entirely new generation of American aircraft carriers, designed to shape naval warfare for the rest of the century. While aircraft carriers have always been floating air bases, the Ford class takes that concept to its absolute extreme. These ships are designed to concentrate a nation's air power, surveillance, command systems, and strike capability into a single mobile platform that can operate anywhere on the planet. Even without launching a single aircraft, their presence alone can influence political decisions, shift alliances, and deter enemies through sheer intimidation. The Gerald Ford class is planned to include 10 carriers in total. One is already operational, several more are under construction, and the rest are scheduled to follow over the coming decades. The lead ship, USS Gerald R. Ford, was already considered the most technologically advanced aircraft carrier in the world before it officially entered service. To make it a reality, the U.S. Navy reportedly delayed or canceled thousands of other projects to free up funding, manpower, and industrial capacity. The result was a warship with a displacement of roughly 100,000 tons and the integration of more than 20 major new technologies, many of which had never been used on an aircraft carrier before. At the heart of this ship is its propulsion system. The USS Gerald R. Ford is powered by two Bechtel A-1B nuclear reactors, the most advanced naval reactors ever placed on a surface ship. These reactors generate significantly more power than those used on previous Nimitz-class carriers and are designed to operate for decades without refueling. In practical terms, this means the carrier can sail for about 25 years at a time without replacing nuclear fuel, while maintaining a top speed of around 30 knots. With nuclear propulsion, range is no longer a limiting factor. The carrier's endurance is defined only by food supplies and crew stamina, allowing it to reach any ocean on Earth whenever American interests demand it. This enormous power output does more than move the ship. It supports advanced sensors, weapons, and aircraft systems that older carriers simply cannot handle. The Ford class was built with future technology in mind, ensuring that it will not become obsolete as new aircraft and weapons are introduced. At any given time, the USS Gerald R. Ford can host up to 75 aircraft, including crewed fighters and unmanned aerial vehicles. Among these is the F-35 Sea Lightning II, the U.S., Navy's fifth-generation stealth fighter and one of the most expensive weapons programs in military history. The F-35C brings stealth, advanced sensors, networked warfare, and multi-role flexibility, allowing the carrier air wing to operate in heavily defended environments that would have been impossible in earlier decades. As future aircraft enter service, including the Navy's planned sixth-generation fighter, the Ford class is already designed to accommodate them. Its electrical generation capacity, deck layout, and launch systems were built with these aircraft in mind. Unlike older carriers that must be extensively modified to support new platforms, the Ford class is meant to evolve alongside American air power rather than lag behind it. One of the most radical changes introduced on the USS Gerald R. Ford is its aircraft launch and recovery system. Traditional steam catapults, which had been used for decades, were replaced with an electromagnetic aircraft launch system. This system accelerates aircraft more smoothly, reduces stress on airframes, and allows a wider range of aircraft types to be launched, including lighter drones and future unmanned platforms. Paired with this is a new advanced arresting gear system designed to safely recover aircraft landing at high speeds. Together, these systems were engineered to handle thousands of launches and recoveries before requiring major maintenance. While early testing revealed technical challenges, the long-term goal is to dramatically increase sortie rates while reducing crew workload and operational costs. While the United States pushes forward, other nations are not standing still. France is accelerating work on its next-generation aircraft carrier known as PANG. This ship is intended to replace the nuclear-powered Charles de Gaulle and will represent a major expansion of French naval aviation. PANG is planned to displace around 75,000 tons and will also use nuclear propulsion, giving it effectively unlimited range. It is designed to operate electromagnetic catapults similar to those on the Ford class, allowing it to launch modern fighters and drones with greater efficiency. Initially, PANG will operate Rafale M fighters, but it is being designed with Europe's future sixth-generation fighter in mind, a joint project involving France, Germany, and Spain. This new fighter is expected to operate alongside unmanned systems, using manned-unmanned teaming to extend reach and survivability. The carrier itself will be capable of hosting drones and advanced helicopters, creating a flexible air wing optimized for modern warfare. With a crew of over 2,000 sailors and an estimated cost of around $5 billion, PANG represents France's commitment to remaining a blue-water naval power well into the future. China has also made enormous strides in carrier development. It now operates the second-largest aircraft carrier fleet in the world, and its newest carrier, the Type 003 Fujian, marks a turning point for Chinese naval aviation. Launched in June 2022, Fujian abandons the ski jump ramps used on earlier Chinese carriers in favor of electromagnetic catapult systems. This allows it to operate heavier and more capable aircraft, including early warning planes and potentially stealth fighters. Although Fujian uses conventional propulsion rather than nuclear power, it displaces around 80,000 tons, making it significantly larger than China's previous carriers. Its air wing size has not been publicly confirmed, but it is expected to be smaller than that of American supercarriers. Even so, Fujian provides the Chinese Navy with far greater operational flexibility and signals China's intention to challenge U.S. dominance in the Pacific. As China continues to refine carrier operations and integrate new aircraft, Fujian represents a major milestone in the country's shipbuilding and military capabilities. South Korea is also entering the aircraft carrier arena for the first time. The CVX program represents a major shift in South Korean naval strategy as the country moves toward a true blue water navy. Based on experience gained from advanced destroyers, submarines, and amphibious assault ships, South Korea's first carrier is designed to operate F-35B short takeoff and vertical landing fighters. With a displacement of around 45,000 tons and a top speed of roughly 27 knots, CVX will provide South Korea with a powerful tool for regional influence and expeditionary operations. The carrier will host fixed-wing aircraft, helicopters, and future marine attack platforms, supporting a wide range of missions from air defense to amphibious operations. Estimated to cost under $2 billion, CVX is expected to enter service in the early 2030s, placing South Korea alongside China, Japan, India, and Thailand as aircraft carrier operators in Asia. As these new carriers enter service throughout the 2030s, debates about carrier survivability and relevance continue. Hypersonic missiles, advanced submarines, and long-range strike weapons have raised questions about whether carriers can survive in future conflicts. Yet despite these challenges, analysis consistently shows that the most capable and lethal carriers remain those operated by the United States. The Gerald Ford class combines unmatched power generation, advanced aviation systems, global reach, and the world's most experienced naval aviation force. While other nations are closing the gap, no carrier matches the Ford class in overall capability. The USS Gerald R. Ford is not a concept for the future. It is already deployed, already operational, and already shaping the balance of power at sea. It represents a vision of naval warfare where dominance is achieved not by numbers alone, but by technology, integration, and adaptability. As the world watches new carriers rise from shipyards across the globe, one conclusion remains difficult to avoid. For the foreseeable future, the most powerful aircraft carriers on Earth are American, and the Gerald Ford class stands at the top of that hierarchy. An aircraft carrier built for the future, unleashed today, and setting the pace for every Navy that hopes to follow.